It will take years to undo the damage in Mosul's neighborhoods. Volunteers like Omar aren't wasting any time. He drives through the Iraqi city's narrow streets, clearing out what's left of destroyed structures.
There's a lot of rubble. You see large pieces all over the streets and alleys. We're doing our best with what we have. We've been doing this for about 2 weeks now. The price of every trip averages about $2.
It's part of a campaign called Lifting the Debris, an initiative launched by local young volunteers who've lost hope in the government's ability to rebuild the city. What's left of Khanat's home is a constant reminder of the nearly 4-year fight with ISIL. She's surrounded by shadows of war, airstrikes, and loss.
We are already in the destroyed old area of Mosul. There are no services, no electricity, no water. It's miserable.
The country needs money, lots of it, to rebuild its towns and cities. Last week, donors pledged $30 billion in loans and investments. The Iraqi government says it needs more than $88 billion. A lack of trust is a major concern. Last year, the country ranked 166th out of 176 nations that were found to be corrupt.
You have high rates of poverty in those areas because they are neglected by the Iraqi government, by the local government, because of corruptions and so on.
RUSHDI says accountability within the private sector could be part of the solution.
Reactivate the private sector and how we can use the private sector to make confidences, to make trust with the international community.
These young volunteers don't want to rely solely on the government's plans. They say they want to start now and revitalize their city.
As volunteer painters, we're trying to show the civilized face of Mosul. We drew monuments that were blown up by ISIL to show that the negative effects of the war will eventually fade.
Rebuilding could take decades. Now the process has a head start. Katia, Lopez, Hodoyan, Al Jazeera.